Mark, that's Randy.
Are you a musician?
Yes.
Oh, what do you do?
Are you a musician?
Am I?
That's what she just asked you.
Am I a
You
musician?
said
Yeah.
he's a big music guy. He knows everything about music. Ask him
Do
anything
you
about
play
music.
it? Are you
I play a little bit. I play a
He was
little
a
bit. I
DJ
used
on a
to read a
cruise
little
ship.
bit. I used to
We
DJ.
grew up together.
I
Boy Scouts.
had my own DJ company when I was 14 years old in
He
Philadelphia.
worked in LA and a big bar.
See how we missed the boat.
Who's the big bar in LA?
Rainbow Flag.
You know, it's so interesting to find out what people do. We have one guy in our choir who was not absent for 3 months. And I was like, where were you? You know, and he said he's the announcer for the basketball, you know, during the basketball games. He announces so he has this beaming voice. You know,
76ers.
and that's what he does.
We have no idea. He didn't say anything nice about you.
What was
He
his
just
name?
You
disappeared out of
know, his name,
or something.
I don't know where or what he's doing.
Is it Steinway?
I'm in Boston.
Oh, Boston.
It's a nice one.
It is.
So that's fine. Yeah, so you never know what people are on.
We should be cool if we were ready. And yeah, how about along is the,
So what do you think? I don't know. So this is cool. So this one is good. And then we come.
We used to do camping.
see what I can do.
You ready? Yep.
Shabbat shalom.
Is everything okay? You think it's okay?
Yeah, his breathing is
What?
his breathing is
Give me just a second to turn on these lights.
What happened to my? I don't have my.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to begin in a few moments, but I have an announcement to share while we're waiting. If you haven't had a chance, in the lobby, we're not going to have our own egg in the lobby tonight. We are going to be doing things in that lobby because there's an art project in process right now. We have our mural with our artist in residence, Jennifer Levine, and we are painting the Ve'ahavta. It's an artistic interpretation, and it is intended to celebrate our 75th anniversary, among many events that we're doing that. But it's also something that we want everyone in the community to participate in who is at all inclined. If you're a student in the Mensch Lab, you will have an opportunity to paint that's like set in your program for the week. But if you're not an enrolled student, because you're, say, too old to be enrolled, we have slots for folks on Sunday afternoon and on Monday during the day that are wide open. We need help. So please see me after the service, and I'll, if you want to sign up for a time, we were asking people to call the office, but if you tell me, it's the same. Okay, so think about whether or not you want to do that, and if you happen to be on live stream right now and you can hear this, and you forgot to call the office to sign up for a time, please go ahead and do so. There are slots on Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, but you should be in touch with me if you're going to sign up for one of those because it'll do some scheduling things. But in any event, if you're not, if you haven't seen it, after services tonight, I invite you to go take a look at this, at today's progress. It's really cool, and hopefully it's going to be something that's going to bring us a lot of joy for many years. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, she's a very talented artist, Jennifer Levine. Cantor Zark.
Yep.
Should we begin with an opening song?
We are going to begin with the opening song, and it's part of the Kabbalat Shabbat. So page 12, Lochuna Ranana, and then bottom of page 13 is Mechu Hashamayim, a beautiful tune by Craig Taubman. So Lochuna Ranana 12, bottom of page 13 is Mechu.
La
Bottom of page 13. ותגל הארץ, ירום חיים ומלואו, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ, ירום חיים ומלואו, יבבבבבם, 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 ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ, ירום חיים ומלואו, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ, ירום חיים ומלואו.
It's like we're rolling on those notes.
It's a beautiful.
Thank you. We're going to continue welcoming Shabbat with the lighting of Shabbat candles. It's my pleasure to call forward the lovely anniversary couple who shares an anniversary with me, Ellen Levin and Richard Wright. If you'd like to follow along, we're on pages 3, followed by page 2, and we invite you to rise.
I cannot. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you for doing that.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
You may be seated as we continue on page 20 with Lecha Dodi.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלו. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל קו יוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלו. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי אם בקור כברכה, בראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, גברת קומי הורי, הורי, הורי של תמרי. כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוכלי עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. Steve, we need a tune. Where were you?
We continue with Lecha Dodi, Shalom Aleichem on page 24. You may be seated.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Kasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedkem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We rise for Chatzi Kaddish, page 26.
יתקדול ויתקדש ברבה, ועלמד ברכירותי וימליך מלכותי, וכיכון חנוכה את כל בית ישראל. בגלו, בגלו, ובזמן קריב.
Shomel Maya
Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitbar, V'yitrambam, V'yitnasi, V'yitchatar, V'yitaleh, V'yitchalal, Shemed Kodeshu, Richu, Lech Yagel, Min Kol Birchata V'shirato, Tushbechato, V'nechamato, Damiran Be'alema, V'yimru, Amen.
Page 28.
Yalalai, 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai, HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam, 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 Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, 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 yalalai,
Together on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha achavto, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadto. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochveinu ufkameinu, Nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki chem chayenu, le'orach yameinu, le'orach yameinu, ובכם נגן יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ויחת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לראות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. Join with me. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, כל ידינו שומרינו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני Eloheinu leshalom, Abiteinu shomreinu lechayim. Ushmor tziteinu, uvareinu, lechayim ulshalom, b'yat aviat Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Abiteinu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Abiteinu shomreinu lechayim.
Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
ושומרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל התחיל העולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל התחיל העולם. כששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
We rise for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai, sefata tiftach, ofia getehelatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarai, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Melech HaGadol, HaGibor, HaNorah, El Elyon, Go Melech Hasadim Tovim, וקונך הכל, וזכור חסדי אבות וימחות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו יחווה. מלך עושר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן הברכה, בעזרת צבאה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחייך כל אתה רב להושיע. מה שברוח מוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחייך כל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בלי שני עפר. נתן לך חיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, הקדושים בכל יום יחללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הקדוש.
We continue silently through page 63, and we'll join back together in a few moments in song. In this hour of worship, we think of those in our community, those near and those far, those in the tight, small circle of our closest ones, and even expanding out in the ripples of our connection to others who are in need of healing, of body, healing of spirit, healing of mind. We pray for healing tonight, especially for Barry Abrams, Deborah Allison, Betty Optiker, Brenda Auerbach, Mike Yehuda Avitan, Cynthia Baylor, Harvey Cantor, Jeff Chernow, Sandy Chernow, Gaylord Conquest, Beth Cooper, Richard Cousins, Andy Dorfman, Benjamin Ben Kochava ve'Ephraim, Lou Geddes, Stuart Geddes, Brian Geiger, Jerry Goldman, Eileen Green, Nancy Jacobs, Joseph Cates, Frank Kazarnowitz, Carrie Kramer, David Lieberman, Spencer Leibowitz, Gershona Binyamina Batsora Valevi, Stephen Litvak, Richard Molish, Harvey Ostroff, Vagia Partielli, Sharon Paul, Nicholas James Perry, Philip Andrew Perry, Steve Porter, Kelly Quagliati, Harav Rachel Bat Shmuel Ufruma, Rebitzer David Rachmiel Ben Sara Valevi, Jane Rathbun, Jennifer Russell, Samuel Schloss, Sarah Panina Bat Aryeh Leib V'Chaya Bella, Barry Spector, Jordan Maverick Steinberg, Geraldine Stupp, Helene Sterling, Marshall Sterling, Molly Tinkelman, Beverly Tisdale, Gail Tomasco, Herb Turetsky, and Judy Weiss. I invite you who are gathered here tonight to add any names to this list, names of anyone for whom you're praying for healing. And if you're at home watching on the live stream, you may say those names aloud and the prayer still counts. With hope and faith in healing in our hearts, we join together in the singing of Misha Beirach, page 253.
May the source of strength, who blessed before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless us in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May we find wholeness and healing soon in our day, as together we say,
Amen.
So, I have to be honest. Oh, there are my notes. It's going to go off my memory, which is like a dream I have sometimes, you know, that like it's Rosh Hashanah and I didn't know, and I just give this sermon and it's amazing. So, anyway, hopefully it will be that as amazing as it is in my dream. We are on Parshat Shmini, which is in the book of Leviticus. And what happens in this parsha is that the name of the parsha comes from, the name of a parsha comes from the first major word in the parsha. But the meaning of this particular major word is Shmini, means the eighth. You guys remember Achat, Shtaim, Shalosh, Arba, Chamesh, Shesh, Shava, Shmona? If you want to say not eight, but eighth, it's Shmini. So Shmini is the eighth day. So there were 7 days of celebrating and inaugurating the induction of the high priest and the priestly folks, everybody. This was the sort of the start of Jews using the Kohanim to make sacrifices to God, the very beginning of the sacrificial cult. And the eighth day is the day they're supposed to actually start making offerings. And I don't know about you, but first day on the new job, it could be maybe nervous, maybe afraid that you're gonna do something wrong. Well, this first day on the job could not have gone worse. Aaron is the high priest, and he's attended also, the priestly duties are also attended to by his sons. So he has 4 sons that we hear about in this parsha. There's Nadav and Avihu, and there's Eleazar and Itamar. Well, the first 2 are really excited about their new job, and they run to make an offering to God. And something strange happens, and it's strange because in our tradition, we don't know exactly what's going on here or what this is about. There's a lot of questions about this parsha because they go and make what the Torah calls an esh zara, an alien fire or a strange fire, a fire that's foreign to God's ways. What does this mean? No one's really sure. There's lots of commentary on it, but essentially they die as a result. And some people think that it is punishment for something they were doing, and lots of commentators say, oh, well, they were drunk and they weren't supposed to be drunk when they were doing their job, or they it wasn't specifically the offering that God had requested, so they didn't toe the line, well enough, which is a hard pill to swallow. I mean, we all make mistakes. It's their first time. And I found something really pretty interesting in this in the commentary on this, and that was the sin that they committed was actually excessive religiosity, excessive piety. Nobody could say that they lacked enthusiasm, but they wanted so much to be so close to God. But it was too dangerous. I mean, God had parameters and limits because the power of God in God's full mysterious self was too much. Sort of like fire is beautiful, but you don't touch it, right? So there's a sense that it was too dangerous, that God was like a raging fire. And Nadav and Avihu, scholars think, were not satisfied with the prescribed rituals and sacrifices, but they felt like they had to draw so close to God that they were, now the strange fire that they offer, this commentator thinks, that strange fire actually consumes them, that there's a fire within them that consumes them spiritually. And so one way that the Talmud interprets this event is that the fire consumed their souls, but left their bodies intact. And in fact, what happened in the Parsha, according to the rabbinic tradition, is that there was a spiritual death, that they'd come with such zeal to the service of God that they had burned out too quickly. So now they no longer feel reverence or holiness with the carrying out of the sacred tasks that they have before them. They're emotionally burnt out. They just kind of do it on rote. And I'm sure that a lot of us can identify with this. Sometimes we feel really passionate about something, and we can burn out too quickly. Sometimes we burn out too quickly because we just have too much on our plate. But it means that there's something inside of us that gets smaller, that gets burnt up, that becomes more ashen. And so I think of Nadav and Avihu as a message for us about the importance of finding balance, even in the best of things, even in the most noble of pursuits. We are humans, and God does not want us to touch the fire because humans need lots of different things, not just the fire, but the moment stepping away from the fire. Not just joy, but also sadness. not just activism, but also rest. That we need that balance in order to function. So that when we do go and make an offering, whether that offering is a sacrifice or that offering is the work of our hands or the moments we spend with a loved one or the service we do to our community, when we make that offering, we have the energy to be fully present inside of ourselves and fully present to what is happening. So if you could take one teaching from this drash with you into Shabbat and the rest of the week, I hope that you find a way to have a greater sense of balance every single day. It's hard because there's lots of things that demand our attention and time and compete loudly. But if we can remain in charge and in control of how our attention is spent, we can keep that fire burning and that ember of zeal within us for the things we care so much about. Shabbat Shalom. Now, this Shabbat is a very special Shabbat. It is the final Shabbat in the month of March, and we are celebrating the anniversaries of all folks who joined together in their union in the month of March. And so in honor of Anniversary Shabbat, I'd love to call up all of any of you who have an anniversary that you're celebrating to please come join us on the Bima so we can offer you a blessing. Even if your other person, if you have another person who isn't here, you can come up. My other person isn't here either. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. You brought the fruits of your yes. All right, so if you could just let us know your name, so I want to, everyone should know each other, and let us know what you can tell us which anniversary it is if you like, but also what the date of your anniversary is.
Lisa Barmat,
Larry Barmat.
and this is our last Sunday, March 20th, was our 29th anniversary.
Mazel tov, that's great.
Pearl Jar,
Steve,
25 years.
Wow, mazel tov. What was the
22nd.
22nd? All right,
Yes.
terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Josh Posnan. This is the fruits of our joining. My anniversary is the 18th, and my wife is in Foxwoods right now with her girlfriends having a party of a time, I'm sure.
Well, happy anniversary.
I don't think she's watching.
Ellen,
And Rich, March
And
5th, and 34
34
years.
years.
Wow, that's terrific. So Rich likes to help me remember that, and Ellen does too, that David and I share their anniversary, different year.
Yes.
We're like on year 4, I think. But so, hi, David. It's right.
Anniversary twins.
So I'd like to offer all of you this blessing here on this Shabbat as we join together in celebration as a community. If the couple is worthy, the divine presence abides with them. Babylonian Talmud. O God, eternal source of blessing, we turn to you in gratitude for the strength and devotion that have preserved and sustained these couples and permitted them to reach this hour. In the midst of family and loved ones, each of you looks back upon the years that have passed since you first pledged yourselves to one another. Many and varied have been your experiences since that day. Many have been the mingled occasions of victory and defeat, of fulfillment and disappointment. You recall the joys that graced your days with light and beauty. You also remember the dark storms that shook you. In joys and trials alike, God has been with you. So may you continue to be with each other, guiding and sustaining each other in the years to come. May God bless you, each of you, with health and contentment in the circle of your families and all your loved ones near and far, as together we say, Amen. So let's join together in the Shehechianu. Yeah, you want to help with that, Cannon? I can sing, but you know, you're trained to sing. No, go ahead, come. Yeah. Ruchat Adonai. Can we do a Siman Tov too? Siman Tov. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel tov to you all. It would be our pleasure if you would stay up on the Vima and help us open the Ark for Aleinu as we turn to page 282 and rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון בכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא עשנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא עשה לחלקנו ככם, וגוער עלינו ככל חמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שכנו את השמיים ויסד הארץ, ומה שיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגופי הרמים. הם כל אלוקינו עינות, עבד מלכנו אפס זולתו, כה כתוב בתורתו, בידעתך היום בחשיבותך לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוקים, שמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ, מתחת עינות עינות. ונאמר בך אדוני, המלך לכל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Even I know, 29.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth. Our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Here in the Beth Am community, we remember those whose families are in the first 30 days of mourning, the Shloshim period. We think of Israel Cohen, Lisa Feinberg, Marvin Aaron Gordon, Sylvan Moraine, and David Stein. And we link their names to the names of those whose yahrzeits occur this week. Edith Aneloff, William Aaron, Morris Beck, Louis Berger, Sarah Berkowitz, Samuel Blackman, Matthew Brayman, Albert Cohen, Samuel Ditness, Jacob Edelstein, Yetta Finkelstein, Abraham Fisher, Bessie Fishman, Leonard Fleischman, Bennett Franks, Samuel Glascombe, Irving Glassman, Helene Neiman Gordon, Marvin Gordon, Faye Greenberg, Norman Greenberg, Ray K. Greenberg, Isidore Gross, Etta Gutis, Stuart Harlem, Simajar. Glad you're here. Rebecca Kellaway, Melvin Leon Kivitz, Johanna Kunsberg, Mindel Kurlander, Lenora Love, Sydney R. Levenstein, Meyer Lurie, David Madnikoff, Eli Magid, Morris Martin, Claire Martin, Selma Gross Medvin, Bernard Meltzer, Leonard Middleberg, Harvey Miller, Adele Miller, Sarah Newman, Rebecca Powell, Anna Rosen, Ruth Saloff, Alvin Siegel, Diane D. Cernovitz, Bella Sham, Lawrence Shepard, Saul Reese Schmuckler, George Shore, Louis Siegel, Leon Silberstein, Maurice Singer, Anna R. Sobel, Sylvia Stein, Leonard A. Swartz, Gussie Vollner, Harriet Weingarten, Nathan Wiseman, Isidore Wickler, Margaret Willis, and Robert S. Yeeses. I invite you to add names to this list, the names of anyone for whom you're saying Kaddish tonight.
Alan Miller, Dr. Alan.
Zichronam livracha. May their memories be an abiding blessing as we join together in the words of Kaddish, page 294, as we rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'nimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Leolam Ula'almei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar V'yithalet V'yithalal, Shmei Kudusha B'richu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'alma V'nimru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbanim Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'romav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, and most especially comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen. I invite you to be seated, and it's my pleasure to call forward Miller and Piper Posman's father to make some announcements on behalf of the board, I guess.
Good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. So let's get into some announcements. Tomorrow morning, our Torah study and peer-led service, 9 and 10 a.m. respectively. This week, Rabbi Lee won't be having his Pirkei Avot class. He's at the CCAR conference in San Diego, so I'm sure he's enjoying the gorgeous weather there. But class will resume next Sunday, April 3rd at 11 a.m. The next day, April 4th, Cooking with Bubby, hosted by Wendy Stoller. She'll be baking a Passover apple cake at 7 p.m. on Zoom. If you have any questions, you can see Nancy Chesson. More information should be coming out with the timely topics. This weekend, as you noticed, if you came in through the front entrance or walked through our lobby, is our Artist in Residence program with Jennifer Levine. They'll be doing that beautiful, filling in that beautiful sketch that's out there for your mural in the part of the lobby that's the V, showcasing the Ahafta prayer that we did tonight. Rabbi, are there still any spots available for?
There are, and if you want one of them, you can talk to me after the service. You can talk to me after the service if you want a spot, or it's hard to call the office between now and Sunday, which is a time we have, but there are slots on Monday as well, if you want to sign up for that.
Okay, so if you want to do that, there's still some spots available to contribute to our mural that will be on our walls for the entire congregation to see for a long time. Tuesday evening, March 29th, we all have to eat dinner, right? So it's Dine and Donate at Panera in Jenkintown from 4 to 8 p.m. If you're coming for Beit Noir, you come beforehand. Miller, you'll be coming beforehand to Panera. Beth Am will get 20% of all proceeds when we dine there. So there should be a flyer in the emails that you can print out, or if you're going to order online, use code PRFUND. Did you get your tickets for the Cantor's concert, Pearl? Yes. Good. Because Monday is the deadline to get your tickets for the concert on Sunday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. right here in the Mueller Sanctuary. It's titled From the Bima to Broadway, honoring Cantor Zark for her double high anniversary. So make sure you call the office. On Monday, you can register on Shul Cloud. There is a wine and cheese reception following immediately. You don't want to miss this concert. Tuesday, April 5th, Red Cross Blood Drive. You can contact Art Davis for more information. Friday, April 8th, that's 2 weeks from tonight. Join us for a very special 75th anniversary Kabbalat Shabbat. We'll be throwing it back in time with prayers from Old Cedarim, as well as some greetings from some very special guests. Who wants to learn how to play Mahjong? Sisterhood is beginning a beginner's class on April 13th. You can get in touch with Gail Stein in advance to register. And Sisterhood Bingo is returning in person at Philmont Country Club on May 2nd. Your $38 includes a full buffet dinner and bingo cards, so don't miss it. Save the date for November 12th, Saturday night, another 75th anniversary event. It's our dinner, gala, and dance. There's going to be a silent auction. More information should be coming out very soon. And anytime you come to the building, make sure to bring a non-perishable food item to support Social Action's ongoing collection for the Jenkintown food cupboard. The bins for those collections are at the back door. Hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So just to clarify, there are slots on Sunday afternoon, if that's when you're available, and there are times to paint, yes, like that, and there are times on Monday during the day. So let me know even if you're just like, I'm not a painter, but like you just paint, like fill in a little something. We want everybody to have a hand in it who is at all possibly inclined. So do not feel like you have to be the artist in the crowd to say yes to this. Canner, what are we going to close with before we continue with Kiddush and Motzi in that lobby?
That's right. So we're going to continue with Yom Ze Israel on page 330. 330, Yom Ze Israel. Yom Ze Israel, Rava V'Simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Menucha. Yom Ze Israel, Rava V'Simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Menucha. Tzivita bekodim b'ma'amad har Sinai, Shabbat u'moadim lishmor b'chol shanai, aruch lefanai masvei tarucha. Shabbat, Shabbat Menucha. Yom Ze Yisrael Arav et Simcha. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Menucha. Yom Ze Yisrael Arav et Simcha. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Menucha. קידשת בראת אותו מכל ימים, תגלי את המלאכת עולמים, ומצאו הגויים השקט ובטחה. שבת, שבת מנוחה. יום זה ישראל הרב ושמחה, שבת, שבת, שבת מנוחה. יום זה ישראל הרב ושמחה, שבת, שבת, שבת מנוחה. יום זה ישראל הרב ושמחה, שבת, שבת, שבת מנוחה. יום זה ישראל הרב ושמחה, שבת, שבת, שבת מנוחה.
Shabbat Shalom.